Welcome in to another edition of NFL Primetime. We are so glad you are here with us. Trey Wingo, Trent Dilfer, whose hair looks amazing today.
Not a hair out of place.
And Merrill Hodge. We will wrap up all of Week 14 coming up for you, but we finish off with a tremendous game right here on ESPN and Monday Night Football. Carolina Panthers at 9-3. Welcome in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, also at 9-3. First place in the very competitive NFC South on the line. A must-win for the Panthers because, remember, in Week 6, they went to Tampa and got stomped 27-3. We will keep you updated throughout the show with the Teams at 20 update, and we start that right now. We say hello to Michelle Tafoya and the home team, the Carolina Panthers.
Hi, Trey. Well, Jake Delhomme came back to the Panthers this season after undergoing Tommy John surgery on his throwing arm, something that no other NFL quarterback had ever come back from before. And his presence here in Carolina has given this team a huge boost. Defensive end Julius Peppers calls him the engine behind this team. And head coach John Fox says to be a good quarterback, you have to have it. Whatever it is, you have to be able to lead. And he said you got to be able to step in that huddle in some tough times, and those guys have got to believe in you. And he said that's what Jake Delhomme does best. Now for a report on the Bucs, here's Susie Colbert.
Michelle, number one on the list of concerns for the Bucs tonight is Panthers wide receiver Steve Smith. John Gruden said, "He bothers me. It's well documented how he's hurt us in the past. It's like we smash him and he gets up and smashes us right back. He's a powerful guy, not tall, but he plays big, has a huge hang time, and really attacks the ball in the air." Rondé Barber, who's faced him 11 times, is most impressed with how he's always willing to outwork you. Trey, there's no doubt that the big play potential for the Panthers tonight wears number 89 on his chest.
Susie and Michelle, thanks very much. We saw that last week in Green Bay in the second half where Steve Smith made a couple of big plays. But, guys, when you look at these two teams, both of them are more known for their defenses. Carolina and that pass rush over the years, and Tampa Bay and Monty Kiffin, the defensive coordinator, and all those schemes he throws at you. And Trent, this is a defense now that for a long time relied on a couple of players like Rondé Barber and like Derek Brooks. But, boy, they got so many moving parts and a lot of young players now that can really create confusion.
Yeah, and forever this was a defense that was known for their famous Tampa 2 scheme and then 8 in the box and run situations and a 4-man rush with Warren Sapp. But those days are over. How does Monty Kiffin still have success coaching defense? It's because he stays ahead of the evolution of the offense in this league. He's always being creative. He's always come up with new schemes, and he teaches his players how to play team defense. Pressure the line of scrimmage, buzz out, play man, blitz, coverages. You're bringing 6, but you're still playing man behind it. You take away the quick throw, make the quarterback hold the ball uncomfortable. This is quarters coverage. This is an aberration for the Buccaneers. They never played quarter coverage. So you go to attack Tampa 2. What do you get? You get a lurk defender, a guy that's robbing now because he doesn't have half responsibility. He can read the quarterback eyes and make a play. And then you never get what you think you're going to get. Jake Delhomme points out one thing. Uh-oh, something else is coming. Weak side safety blitz, 4 weak, bake the quarterback into the one-on-one matchup. Hey, I'm going to get a deep ball. No, Aqib Talib understands the defense, plays on top of the receiver, gets his hands on the ball, and a signature of every Monty Kiffin Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense. You're going to have people around the football ready to make plays.
Aqib Talib, one of the best names, by the way, in all of football at this point. Aqib Talib for 3. He could play basketball. All right, but Merrill, let's go to the Tampa Bay running game. And this is a running offense that has gone through many gyrations this season. And now they have Warrick Dunn, the old veteran, back in the lineup. And I tell you what, he has been money the last couple of weeks when he's been pressed into starting duty.
You know, I think he's the most underrated football player that we have in our league. And he has really been the stabilizer of this offense. I know Jeff Garcia has been great, but really Warrick Dunn has been there all year. And they have leaned on him. And they leaned on him on the last matchup. And why? Trent, is he a factor back? Because he's a factor on all plays. He doesn't just run the ball. Look at that. Boom. Rise and blow. First contact wins. Stick that blitzer. Now that allows that quarterback to throw it to the open guy. How hard is it to play quarterback when you're protected? Not that hard. Now the signature spin move. I love it in the open field. Look at that. You can't put a hand on him, not even a fingernail. And one more angle just so you can appreciate how he attacks down the field. And then the spin move. Remember, too small, not big enough, won't last very long in this league. He has been an unbelievable player in every phase of the game. In Tampa, over to Atlanta, back to Tampa. He's been an impact. And you know what, by the way? One of the great guys in our league that sets a good example for what being a professional is all about. And I know you played with him.
I did. That was a great piece because when I was in Tampa, they drafted Worked and they said too small, can't hold up, not strong enough. He proves everybody wrong all the time. The day he showed up in Tampa, he was the best football player on our offense and was the entire time there.
And he may be a better person off the field than he is on it. And look, I have mountains of stats I could throw at you right now to tell you what's going to decide this game. The most important stat may be location. This game is in Carolina, okay? And for this season, the NFC South is 23-2 at home. Huge swing for the mojo early on for the Carolina Panthers. We got lots of mojo coming up on this show. When we return, hey, the Giants have been so solid all season, and then against the Eagles. How much of it was Philadelphia? How much it was the Plexico Burress effect waning on them? It gets cold in Pittsburgh. Tony Romo knows it because he was ice cold for the Cowboys against the Steelers.
I'm coming hard. I'm blowing up. He's a guy that can ruin a game. We gotta fight. We gotta lay down. He thrives on pressure. This is his cup of tea. That's what I'm talking about. I think they have a chance to be great.
Don't miss Boomer and the gang every week on Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
How's school? You doing all right? What do you weigh now?
245.
Good. Make everything perfect now. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. There you go, right there. Good. One line outside, Dez. Let's go. Off the ball. That's it. Good. That's way to work. Way to work. Where you supposed to be, Vic. Peel off. Find somebody, Vic. That's it. That's it right there. Be patient. Nice job. Good job, guys. Good job. Here we go. Good work. Good work.
NHL on NASN.
He scores.
Don't miss the big hits.
Oh!
The league's brightest stars.
Crosby trying to walk in front. He scores.
And all the fantastic finishes.
What a play!
Watch over 200 live games this season, including the All-Star Game, the playoffs, and the 2009 Stanley Cup Finals. Live from the U.S. and Canada, we take you right into the action. NASN, your home for the NHL.
Come back to NFL Primetime.
Always got to look for the camera. We continue on NFL Primetime. Trey Wingo, Trent Dilfer, Merrill Hodge. Listen, may have been the best interconference matchup all year. Cowboys at Pittsburgh, both teams with Super Bowl aspirations. Both teams know a thing or two about Super Bowls. They've met each other in 3, and they're 2 of the 3 franchises in NFL history that have won 5 Vince Lombardi trophies. Other than that, there really wasn't a lot on the line in this game between Tony Romo and the Cowboys traveling to Pittsburgh for the first time in the regular season since '97, and it did not travel well. On the Cowboys' first drive, 3rd and 8, Romo, as he was all game, just sort of sails the ball. Troy Polamalu is there for the pick. There were plenty of those. And then, through the courtesy of ESPN Access, Merrill, take us through confusion.
But I like how they throw 7. This is technically not a blitz by numbers because only 4 guys come, but they target the right tackle. Linebacker Woodley will pull the tackle up. That forces Romo back to the pocket. And now, maybe your defensive MVP, Harrison, comes to the inside. So they take 2 linebackers, attack the tackle, and they get Romo without really blitzing as far as numbers go. 5 or more. That was only 4.
15th sack for Harrison. It was the tuck rule. It was not a fumble. The Cowboys retained possession. Then later in the second scoreless, Romo looking for Terrell Owens, and Ike Taylor looked like he knew that was coming. The Cowboys committed 5 turnovers in the game. Romo had 4 of them. 1, 2, 3 picks and a fumble. All right, move to the third quarter. Game tied at 3. Now is a good time to remind people the Steelers all year long had given up 9 points in the third quarter. 9. Tashard Choice only playing because Marion Barber wasn't there with a big run. And then Tashard Choice, again, only playing because Barber didn't make the trip. 88 rushing yards, the most by anyone against the Steelers this season. Now, Tony Romo can drive you crazy, but you can fall in love with him because plays like this, 2nd and 9, you put a clock on this. This is about an 11-second play because Romo does that And T.O. does that on his 35th birthday, a touchdown.
Great job staying alive by Tony Romo. This is why he's so great, so intuitive. But great job by T.O. saving some room on the back of the end line so the ball can go up high and can come back down in bounds.
Okay, so the Cowboys are now up 10-3. Yes, celebrate initials. And then the Steelers had their own offensive struggles in the first quarter. Ben Roethlisberger to Heath Miller, and then he submarined, and the ball comes out. The Cowboys would recover. Both teams had turnover issues throughout the game. It was the Cowboys who had them later. And then Steelers in the red zone. Ben Roethlisberger to Moreeeee Moore. Why was this pass behind him? Because it hit Chris Canty in the head. That's, I guess, a smart play. Ben's like, I can't believe
Tough
I
to do
hit
out of the shotgun.
Chris Canty in the head. Okay, key sequence here. 3rd and goal. Look at the play by Ken Hamlet stopping Kerry Davis outside the 1. So they go for it on 4th down. And what kills the running game, Merle?
Penetration, baby.
Keith Davis and Brady James have it. The Cowboys with a huge 4th and goal stop. But Mike Tomlin knew, hey, we still got a lot of game to play. Later, another 4th and inches for the Steelers, and they just barely get it to keep a drive alive. Later on this drive, Roethlisberger to Nate Washington. You saw this live and you thought, oh, dear Lord, this is bad. Look at Nate Washington go down as he's twisted by Ken Hamlin. But he was okay.
But thou shalt rise up. No, that's a jump up.
No, thou shalt pop up. That's the definition of a pop-up right there. Not something you want in your email. And then that goes to this. Heath Miller into the corner. Touchdown. We're going to tie it up at 13 with 2 minutes and 4 seconds to play, just like that. Okay, but the Cowboys have their timeouts. They got Tony Romo. And after a first down play, they got 2 yards. This play got 6 points. For the Steelers, Deshae Townsend with the pick 6. And in 14 seconds, they score 2 touchdowns. What happened here?
Romo has to rush the throw because Woodley beats a tackle inside. You can't be inside. And then the ball sails a little bit. Witten loses balance coming out. All those things together, catastrophic mistake.
Witten would go on to say, look, it was my fault. I ran the wrong route. But the bottom line is the ball was in a tough spot for anyone in a Cowboys uniform to catch. Cowboys had this game for 3.5 quarters. It was the last half of the last quarter where the Steelers won it, and Tony Romo has been down this road before. Look at his record in September and November. Look at his record in December and January. Romo hasn't protected the ball or stayed upright in the later months of December and January with 20 turnovers and 28 sacks in 12 games. Trent, the biggest issue for the Dallas Cowboys right now, they wake up on this day and realize that every negative perception about this team was validated in this game. They can't win late in the season. They can't win in bad weather. They can't win on the road. They can't finish. And once again, Tony Romo came up short.
And Trey, everything you just say, they deserve to have those things said about them. But although this was a devastating loss, as a player in the National Football League, you will define yourself and you'll define your football team by how you handle these moments. And if you are mentally tough, you will find a way to dig yourself out of this hole. You will emphasize the good that came out of this football game. We played great team defense. We ran the football well with our 3rd-string running back. We did some good things. Now, we need to create that bunker mentality. We need to lock arms as a football team and say, hey, nothing can bother us. We're not going to let Wingo, Dilfer, and Hodge bring us down with our comments.
Hey.
We're going to rise to the occasion.
Wait a minute,
and
we're building them up.
Hey,
we're rising them up.
You guys are killing them.
All I'm saying is that you can say that logistically and legally and correctly now because of what happened.
Legally is most important.
Well, thank you. Trent just threw us under the bus.
No, he did.
Didn't he just talk about bunker mentality?
Sure did.
We just got bunkered.
Obviously,
okay, you know
not
what?
in the same bunker.
Amazingly, they lose, and they move into the playoff contention because Atlanta lost. And if they're going to make it to the playoffs, they'll earn their way in. Because here's what they got coming up. A huge game against the Giants. Then they have one against the Ravens. And then they finish off at Philadelphia. By the way, both those Giants-Ravens games are at home. If they can win those two, then they might be in position to have that game against Philadelphia mean something. But Merrill, all this talk about the Cowboys, the Steelers did exactly what the Cowboys couldn't do. When push came to shove, they found a way to get it done.
And their defense came through, and Dick LeBeau. I love their defense. I love Dick LeBeau because he gives you the illusion of blitz. You saw that ESPN Access where they're showing all these guys coming. Really, only 4 came. Now, really, that's not a blitz. You usually got to bring 5 or more, but he did it throughout the course of the game, and he did it at pivotal times, and he created matchups. I thought this 3rd and goal may have been the best. You got your left guard, okay? He's got to block Eason, the tackle. Well, unless James Ferrier, the most underrated linebacker in football, attacks the A-gap. Well, that's what Ferrier does. The timing's beautiful. Guard pulls off, Eason gets off, forces Romo out, Ferrier gets the sack. And then the interception. And I know we've already went over it a little bit, but Woodley, he beats him, the tackle inside. But this matchup was created by the way they showed it pre-snap. They line up people over the top. They think you're going to come. And see, you got 3 offensive linemen blocking 2 defensive players. And now you create the one-on-one matchup on the outside. And what do you get? You don't get a sack, but you get pressure. And when a quarterback has to make a decision quicker than he wants, this is what happens. You throw interceptions. You make bad throws. That's why it's so important to get pressure, and that's why the Steelers believe in it. It's their foundation, and they're the best in football at doing it.
Well, literally, they are the best. They're #1 across the board. And you know why? Because they win in the fourth quarter. In that fourth quarter, the Cowboys had 4 drives. They got a grand total of 31 yards, no points, and they gave up a pick 6 to that #1 defense. We got lots more coming for you on this edition of NFL Primetime. Dominic Hickson normally would make that catch. Normally, a blocked field goal wouldn't be blocked. The Giants just seemed a little off all day long against the Eagles. And the Tennessee Titans, well, they had a 3rd-string Cleveland quarterback. You tell me whether or not they clinched the division.
NBA Fast Break covers all your NBA needs during the week with highlights, news, and analysis.
I don't see who's going to stop the Lakers right now.
With unparalleled insight from former players and coverage of all your favorite stars on the
I'm going to
court.
have to go with Dwayne Wade. Boston Celtics, still the cream of the crop. Absolutely.
NBA Fast Break all season long on NASN.
Last year, they didn't know what I was capable of. This year, they still don't. Pick me.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live triple-header of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
Welcome back to Primetime. I'm Michelle Tafoya in Charlotte with this Teams at 20 update. Well, there's some pretty good linebackers in the NFL, and tonight 2 of them will be on this field, Derek Brooks and John Beeson. Well, he may not be a household name, but the second-year outside linebacker for Carolina is really turning some heads in the league. In fact, when we asked John Gruden who on the Panthers defense really causes some problems, the first name out of his mouth was John Beeson. He calls him a ringleader, the guy who makes things happen from an energy standpoint. Beeson leads the Panthers with 124 tackles, and he told us this week he's watched more film than he ever has before in his life because tonight, on Monday Night Football, he doesn't want to be the weak link. Your Teams at 20 updates will continue all the way up until kickoff at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. Now back to Primetime.
Primetime rolls on. Browns-Titans. A win clinches the AFC South for Tennessee. A buddy of mine went to the game, got tickets from the Browns. It was snowing. That's how high up they were in the stadium. They were way up there. Jeff Fisher's defense, by the way, really all over Ken Dorsey. He only had 1 sack, Trent, but he was under constant pressure.
Yeah, they hit him, forced him to throw the ball early, made some really bad throws while he was under pressure. That's what the Titans do to you.
Yeah, this was, by the way, their first 3 plays. The first few plays in the game. I mean, just nothing was working.
It's hard to play quarterback from that position right now.
Yeah, going in reverse. It's like that old line from John Candy on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You're going the wrong way.
Great movie.
It was a very good movie. Very underrated. Michael Griffin, maybe a little underrated. Makes a nice return. Dorsey, 22 of 43 for $150. First start since 05. And then the running game got going, Maryland, and you like Chris Johnson.
I loved him from the very beginning. They needed one explosive, dynamic player, and they got it. He's made a huge difference. Between him and Kerry Collins, big reason they've been able to compliment how great that defense is.
Wendell White's a big reason, too. 13 yards
Speaking of compliment, Johnson and White, excellent compliment.
Smash and dash. And there goes Dash right there. He joins Earl Campbell and Eddie George as the only rookies to go over 1,000 yards. And Wendell White knows the end zone. He's done that quite a bit this year. 24 for 99 yards. Boy, that's got to eat at you running back to finish at 99, right? Yeah. You want
the bother you. I will agree.
235 yards on the day for the Titans. They win the division. They win the game 28-9. All right, then you have this little team we like to call the Indianapolis Colts.
Watch out, baby.
Dead and buried before last 5 weeks or so, but Peyton and company had the Bengals in town.
Tom Moore's play sheet?
I would say he was. You probably knew it anyway. Just so you know.
I'd agree.
Marvin Harrison, touchdown, 14-3. Third quarter, still 14-3. Hey, find me Anthony Gonzalez. He wears number 11, but Will there.
Peyton on the move.
21-3. Can I move? I'm better when I move. Later in the third quarter, Manning to Marvin. How many times have you seen this?
Ooh, this looks like the old Peyton Manning, the old.
Well,
so right about here.
Right about there, where there's a little hole that got caught from behind the 67-yard. You want to talk about throwing it into a tight window, Trent?
Peyton was as accurate as I've seen him all year long. For those that say there is rust, you are wrong. He is as razor sharp right now.
They've won 6 straight now. They could run the table, people. 35-3, the Colts beat the Bengals. When we continue, Jets, oi, oi, oi. What has gone wrong with this team after beating the Tennessee Titans? And it was a beltway battle, and it was the Redskins who got belted by Baltimore. Beef! Plus, Philadelphia continues to keep the dream alive thanks to Brian Westbrook.
NHL this Saturday on NASN.
After it goes.
Pittsburgh face off against Philadelphia in the battle for Pennsylvania.
Up and the Penguins score.
Then Ovechkin's Caps travel to Montreal looking to spoil the Habs' 100th season celebration.
Slot scores!
And the dominant Sharks host an injury-plagued Blues. A live NHL tripleheader Saturday on NASN.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar.
With the first choice in the 2004 NFL Draft, the San Diego Chargers select Eli Manning. The San Diego Chargers and the New York Giants have exchanged their draft picks. The 11th pick, Pittsburgh Steelers select Ben Roethlisberger.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are Super Bowl champions.
And the Giants, with the most improbable win in recent memory, have won Super Bowl 42.
And they wanna show.
Hey, Andre, would you rather double move him or just run right by it?
I'd rather just run by it.
Okay, all right. He said he'd rather run right by it.
Schaub, play action, throws long, downfield, wants Andre Johnson, has him at the 40, breaks the tackle, rock and roll, touchdown, Andre Johnson. My goodness. Woo! That's big time.
All day, 80, all day, son.
All the stuff swirling around the New York Giants and Plexico Burress, where he shot himself in the leg, and Antonio Pierce. Could Eli Manning and company focus on the Eagles? Well, you tell me. Second quarter, Giants down 3-0. Oh, Eli's got Dominic Hickson wide open for the drop.
Got it.
That would have been a touchdown.
Had it.
Trent, that would have been a touchdown if Dominic Hickson had held on.
There's no question.
Well, really, that's shocking. Yeah, when you're wide open, the ball hits you in the chest, that's usually a touchdown. Got to finish the play.
Talk about
I was about to say, come around with the analysis, please. Later in the drive, John Carney lining up a 47-yarder. Trent Cole blocks it. What happened on that play?
This is a great football play. I think the NFL is going to start putting their best athlete over the center and say, just hurdle him. He's not going to get his head up. He's afraid of getting blown backwards.
And I'm sure the Giants will stand up a little bit now on occasion.
All right, just over a minute to go in the half. 4th and 3. Manning to Steve Smith, but can't hang on to the ball. It just seemed like, you can say whatever. It wasn't the Eagles, wasn't the wind. They were not as sharp as they have been all season long. And you know who was sharp?
Westbrook.
That is correct.
Great way to attack the blitz, Trey, is via the run. Why? No deep safety. Everybody's around the line of scrimmage. And let's go to the ESPN axis. I'm going to explain it to you. Now, first of all, Westbrook's going to press the hole. That's important. Now you got to stay with your gap responsibilities. Safety's coming to that side. Pierce, you got to stay there. That's your gap responsibility. Do your job. But no, Pierce is going to work over the top because Westbrook presses over there. He finds the alley and seam, and he is gone.
131 yards rushing. Oh, by the way, he wasn't close to being done. This, by the way, is a 3rd and 11. Look how long McNabb had to find Brian Westbrook, and Pierce on Westbrook in the flat. That's a mismatch. 17-7. He's gone.
He is gone. Brian Westbrook, one of the most dangerous receivers out of the backfield that we've seen in a long time. And if you give him time to work the route, he's always going to get open.
All right, so in the 4th quarter, the Eagles tried to eat up as much clock as possible. Over 7 minutes to go, 3rd and 5. McNabb rolls right. L.J. Smith. It seemed like every catch he made in this game was for a first down. All right, we're going to do this again. Just over 5 minutes to go. McNabb looking, running, rolling, first down. And Donovan, say hello to the people. Hello.
That's a parade wave.
And
Nice
this
to
is the
see you.
formula to beat the Giants. Convert 12 18 third downs, but it's easier said than done.
Well, it's easier when you have that guy, Westbrook, again. They hold the ball for 20 minutes, 36 seconds in the second half. Eli and company can't do much. They lose 20-14. All right, it's the question that has to be asked. How much of this letdown by the Giants, because they were not sharp. They weren't as sharp as they've been all season long. How much of that was whatever, and how much... Hey, what's up with Plexico Burress? Antonio Pierce, what did you with Plexico Burress? How much was the other team?
I'll qualify this by saying that phenomenal about distractions. They've shown us they can handle drama, but I think it becomes a cumulative effect issue. You don't even know it's weighing on you. You don't even know the stress is affecting you. All week long, you gotta deal with questions about Plexico Burress. Antonio Pierce has to deal with his stuff going on after practice. It takes away from how sharp you can be. You don't know it's happening, but you get to the game on Sunday, and Merrill, we know this. When you are stressed, the energy level on Sundays is different. Your body doesn't respond the way it normally does, and it affects your play. I saw a great football team Sunday play without the energy they normally do.
I'm stressed right now because these are all excuses, people. They're excuses. Yeah, that's like slapping the Philadelphia Eagles, giving them no credit for what they did. That last play there was an example and an illustration of what they did. They played on the other side of the line of scrimmage. They attacked the Giants. In fact, I cannot remember, aside from maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, how many negative runs I saw by the Giants. When they can't run, they're a completely different team. Their whole team is set up by that, and the Eagles took it away. The run blitz, they played on the other side of the line of scrimmage, all the miscues, the way that defense played, and the Eagles. They ran the football to finish the game. They didn't let the Giants stay in it. Go figure, 2 games like that. They should be kicking themselves right now for what they didn't do at the beginning of the season, or they'd have been the leaders in this division.
I just want to make sure we're clear on this. You just said nobody's giving the Eagles credit, which is something you haven't done for, like, what, 5 years, right?
That's what
I just checking, right?
All right, now listen.
There we go.
I just tell it like it is,
Okay.
brother.
All right.
Funny how they're running the football.
Right.
Funny how they're winning. And you're lucky I'm sitting over here. Can you pass that around?
A lot of people in Philadelphia going, Merle, where you been on this for about 5 years? Let's go inside the numbers so Merrill can come over and pound me into submission. Brian Westbrook's 203 yards from scrimmage, the most allowed by the Giants since LaDainian Tomlinson had 220 in San Diego in September of 2005. He's the 4th with 200 or more scrimmage yards on the road against the Giants. It's the most by an opponent at Giant Stadium since Emmitt Smith did it with one arm in the 1993 regular season finale for the Dallas Cowboys. Redskins, Ravens, and Ray Lewis trying to get his team fired up as they took on Washington in the Beltway battle Sunday night. And this one, if it was a battle, it might have been called early thanks to the play of Ed Reed. The ball's tipped by Terrell Suggs. It's intercepted by Ed Reed. But you got to love the athletic ability of him there to get his hands underneath the ball.
And the last is just an inch.
Very, very solid. LaRon McClain would score a touchdown there. And then Ed Reed says, I want the ball, and I want it now. From Clinton Portis, scoops it up, and if you're going to get a block on Jason Campbell, that's a good one. Oh. And that's a touchdown right there.
Backstrokes.
Basically,
Michael Phelps.
It's all Ed Reed.
Football players there is in the National Football League.
Now listen, this was challenged, but the call on the field would stand, and the Ravens go up 14-0. Did you say Michael Phelps?
Was in the house, yes.
We'll foreshadowing. We'll get to that, but nice job by you. Later, it's now 17-10. Now, Joe Flacco didn't make a lot of plays, Trent, but he made one when he needed it on 3rd and 5.
You only have to make a few when you have this defense, and he doesn't turn the football over very often. Play smart, and the team believes in him.
And this led to the defense going after Jason Campbell, and there's that man, Ed Reed, again.
He's a ball magnet.
A second pick. That pretty much sealed the game. And show me Michael Phelps for 1,000, please, wearing the Ed Reed jersey. I think he changed it half. They win 24-10. Jets, 49ers. Remember how solid Jet fans were feeling after they went to Tennessee and beat them after beating the Patriots in New England? Well, yeah. They've had to play a couple of games since then, and it hasn't gone well. In San Francisco, Brett Favre says, you know what? I can still do this.
That was the longest 2-yard run of the season.
It was timed with a sundial. Game tied at 7. The Jets defense, guys, has continually given up play after play here the last couple of games, including Frank Gore getting a first down there.
Yeah, they're just not making stops when they have to, and they have been exposed in the secondary, having to cover too long. The front four can't get enough rush.
That's Sean Hill to Isaac Bruce for a first down. Same drive, 3rd and goal. This can be the easiest touchdown you'll ever see.
Yep, they got caught in a little miscommunication there. Niners get Frank Gore the ball, which they need to do more of, equals a touchdown.
Got hurt in this game, but that put them up 14-7. And then how about Hill to Hill? Sean to Jason for a first. You know, that worked so well. Let's do that again. That was on 3rd and 3. Let's try it on 3rd and 5. Sean, Jason, whoops, and he picks up another first down. That sets up a 1st and goal for the 49ers. All right, so now it's 2nd and goal, 17-14.
Drop back. How deep can you go?
Back to the 25. But it worked. Bryant Johnson with a touchdown.
Give him time.
24-14 49ers. All right, so now they're kicking off. You got to make a play, but you got to make a smart play. Brad Smith tries the lateral, but Leon Washington says, what? What are we doing? He is very lucky that he got that ball out of the end zone and avoids the safety. And Eric Mangini says, man, that's not what we really had in mind. Last chance for the Jets here. Brett Favre must go down and must go down hard. Harris, Harrelson, and Roderick Green get him. 49ers win 24-14. They're 0-2, the Jets are, since that big win in Tennessee. All right, Patriots coming off a loss to Pittsburgh. They don't win. I mean, they don't lose back-to-back games. Going into this one, 17-1. Since 2003 after a loss. Bill Belichick in Seattle, and Deion Branch playing his former team for the first time. He made the most of it. Seneca Wallace playing for Matthew Hasselbeck, and Deion Branch, I think that's a tip drill to himself.
That was a nice play by Deion Branch. Unfortunately, he's showing up a little too late in the season to save him.
That's all cool in the game, but you know, fantasy owners, they've had him for a long time. Very disappointed.
You just dropped a cool in the game.
You did. It was very good. And
right.
Fantasy owners.
Welcome to the 1980s, everybody. Hey, there's Kevin Falk. A little dump for 11 yards. Pass convert on 3rd down. Then Jabbar Gaffney for 5 and a first down. And let's all celebrate. I'm keeping the cool in the gang theme going.
Love this. He's getting hit in the face. This is what Matt Castle needs to continue to improve on. Standing in, facing the rush, and delivering strikes. He did a great job.
To Wes Welker, who did that quite a bit. And did I mention Wes Welker?
Yeah. Wes Welker in the slot with the ball in his hands usually means first down and big yard.
Like it was there. Pick up a 25. Okay, so 3rd and goal from the 1. Castle to Morris, but Lofa to Tupu is there. A little jawing, a little fun.
Wait a minute, there's one more down.
We're going for it.
Easy.
And on 4th down, Yamo be there, up and over.
Where's that John now?
Sammy Morris gets in. Darn it, is what he's saying. Filtered for younger audience. A 2-point conversion, New England up 24-21. Brendan Merriweather timed the blitz perfectly.
Very good design blitz, and then timing is everything in life, especially when you're blitzing on defense.
24-21. They're now 18-1 after a loss since 2003 and 21-2 in December since 2003. Dolphins-Bills, first ever regular season game in Canada. Oh, Canada.
Hey.
Our home and native land.
Hey.
Come and celebrate the glory of all the Bills' Grey Cups, ladies and gentlemen. What's that about? Trent Edwards and the sore groin out. J.P. Losman in. And J.P. getting his first start of the season.
And he was a tad off.
You could say.
This was actually one of the closer ones.
And that was out of bounds to Lee Evans. Next play, 2nd and 10. Losman.
Plenty of time.
Locking in on Lee Evans. And
can't explain that.
And there's coverage all over there. And then 3rd and 10.
Hopkins good again.
Yeah, and that's really been their weakness, is the offensive line. And they protected well yesterday. The quarterback has to take advantage of those days.
3 of 10 for 32 yards in the first half. The Dolphins defense, they good. Charlie Anderson, meet J.P. Losman. This is not the way J.P. Losman would like to meet Charlie Anderson, but otherwise,
Got to climb up in the pocket. That's when fumbles come when you sit too deep in the pocket. You're not helping your tackles.
And then Will Allen, it's like he knew what the play was.
Hit the pylon, help him out.
Well, that throw was a little short. You could say that correct. That would be reviewed, but he was in bounds, so the play would stand as called. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Joey Porter, well, I tell you, his resurgence on the year continues. Now, that was not good pass protection.
It wasn't, but you got to help your tackles out. They're trying to run them around. You got to step up inside of it and get rid of the ball somehow.
Joey Porter, a couple of sacks. He now has 16.5. He's back in front in that category. Dolphins win 16-3. Okay, here it is. Jets, Patriots, Bills, all 8-5. And here's the way it works out. Jets, Patriots, Dolphins, 8-5. The Jets get Buffalo at Seattle, then home from Miami. Patriots at Oakland again this week. Second straight week they're out west. Then they have Arizona here. Then they finish up at Buffalo. The Dolphins, San Francisco, Kansas City, and then at the Jets. And the way it shakes down, I tell you, that game, final week of the season, Jets-Dolphins could be deciding it all, or will the Patriots sneak in and take it?
Patriots-Dolphins have 2 ats. Jets have 2 verses, which means they're at home. I'm going to go with the Jets. And that's all I got for you.
Really? That's it?
That's all I got.
I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins. Listen, it's all about rhythm and timing, too. And the Miami Dolphins, I think, with their defense, and I know he's not going to be mentioned the MVP, but what he had to go through, kicked out over to Miami, who won one. He is that organization and put in a position to win. I believe when he gets back to New York, he will win that one. And the Jets and Brett Favre are football old right now.
There are Jet fans in my ear that are saying, please. Hey, listen, you know what? He's been great.
We'll see if they're saying please in 3 weeks.
Well, you know what? That's better than the at versus. So that was a breakdown. I like that. I'm going to take that 3 letters against those 3 letters. Bottom line is someone's going to win this division, and it will be fun because it's going down to the wire. Hey, as usual, there was a 300-yard passing effort involving the Saints game, but it wasn't Drew Brees for you when prime time continues. And look, we love Kurt Warner. We love the Cardinals. They're exciting. Can you win the division already, please?
NHL this Saturday on NASN.
After it goes.
Pittsburgh faces off against Philadelphia in the battle for Pennsylvania.
Up in the Penguins score.
Then Ovechkin's Caps travel to Montreal looking to spoil the Habs' 100th season celebration.
Slot scores!
And the dominant Sharks host an injury-plagued Blues. A live NHL tripleheader Saturday on NASN.
You know what the deal is, and I come down here. Hey, you're getting jacked up with practice. Teach. 7 on, then 7 on 7. Let's go, get running, let's go. Bend your knees, bend your knees. Let's go, Steve. When we're in spread, Nick is not in here. Substitute him out. Got it? They let you carry the ball?
Yeah, every now and then.
Every now and then. Every now and then. Not as much as now.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live tripleheader of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
Welcome back to Primetime. I'm Susie Colbert in Charlotte with your Teams at 20 update. When the Bucs lost running back Ernest Graham for the season, they asked 33-year-old Warwick Dunn to carry the load. And he has. He leads the team with 640 yards rushing, 4.4 yards a carry. Derek Brooks said, yeah, little Warwick, he's seasoned, but everyone's starting to figure out what I've known all along, that he's like Barry Sanders, and that he never really takes a direct hit. You can't just knock the guy down. You have to tackle him. And if you go for the big hit, you'll miss. That's how he's lasted so long. He's also been rejuvenated by his return to Tampa. Your Teams at 20 updates will continue until kickoff on ESPN, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Right now, back to prime time.
Big game in the NFC South. Falcons, Saints, both teams trying to hang into the convoluted playoff picture in the NFC. There's Matty Ryan, again, on the road, which is always a bad omen for anyone playing in the NFC South. But Ryan was so good. Look at the patience, the time, the double pump fake, and then Roddy White is emerging as a bona fide superstar.
Now, wait a minute. Up to this point, he's pretty good.
In this game?
Makes a difference.
He's not a quarterback. Receiver better.
Like I said, now,
yeah, I love
Brian Finneran, by the way, nice toe tap there for the touchdown.
Talking about accurate, the back shoulder.
With a little arc, too, which I love. Didn't force it, didn't try to throw it too hard.
Don't diminish the effort by Finneran to get both feet down, please.
Taylor doesn't have a shot at the ball.
Falcons up 14-13.
This is one of the best plays I've seen by a quarterback in a while.
Throws it to Roddy White again for 26. Later on that drive, 36. Roddy to Ryan. What? I mean, Ryan to Roddy. I got my R's.
Well, you get used to it. Can you hear a lot? You say it a lot the next few years.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then this is my favorite. Matt Ryan says, I survey the field. Nobody's open. I got it. I'm good. Touchdown. 2-point conversion. Falcons up 25-22. They're feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, Thomas.
Yes. Not Deuce McAllister. Not Reggie Bush. Actually, Reggie ran the ball well.
Yes, he did.
On this day.
But I like
Pierre
their
Thomas,
running game. All off pass action.
Back to back, like you said.
They did.
How about 30 carries? They found some balance.
And you know what?
And they won.
Listen, shocking. The other thing they did, they returned well. Okay, they're down here, and who makes the play? Pierre Thomas. Okay, he did a little bit of everything in this game. He got him in great field position.
First play, we're on their 17-yard line.
And you know what we're going to do? He got us here. We're taking him there. You finish, Pierre. You get in there. Pierre Thomas over 100 yards rushing, all kinds of yards. Saints win it 29-25. They are still alive. All right. Now listen, we don't want to be redundant here, but this is the third week the Cardinals have tried to clinch the division. Okay, they're playing the Rams, so it's sort of St. Louis's past against their present, and Kurt Warner against his old team, and Larry Fitzgerald. Well, that's just too easy for a big, strong, athletic receiver. And just like that, it's 14-0. And then the defense really took over. Steven Jackson, gets hit by Gerald Hayes and Darnell Dockett. Now, Gus Frerotte will say, do not celebrate inside stadiums and things that can hurt you. But he does, 27-7. Fourth quarter, it's still 27-10, and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. He said whatever you want. It's a 99-yard return.
And the offense will play well in the playoffs. The big question is, can Arizona be physical enough on defense and make enough plays on defense to win in the playoffs?
They will need these corners to play like this in order to do that.
Run DRC, 99 yards the other way. A little celebration because that clinched it. Bertrand Berry whooping it up, and Ken Wisnut's going to get himself a shower. Everybody gets a hat.
Good for them.
Absolutely. This is a franchise that has been schlep rock in the NFL. They are in the playoffs for the first time since 1998. Now, just to put things in perspective, civilizations have risen and fallen since the last time the Cardinals won a division. Dinosaurs roamed the earth the last time they hosted a playoff game.
Moved Arizona and out of Arizona in this time.
But Kurt Warner was still playing for the Rams.
He was a rookie in 1947. They've had 24 losing seasons and only one playoff win, a 1998 wildcard game in Dallas. Since that time, they've added 6 franchises to the NFL. A Brady bunch has been added to the NFL since the last time they had a division win. All right, the Williams playing for the Vikings. The season of imperfection still up for grabs for the Detroit Lions. There are Kevin and Pat. They are just big people. Both playing
Detroit. They were going to play.
Was upheld. Yeah, there's Dante Culpepper and there's Rod Marinelli thinking, man, couldn't you catch a break?
Why there?
Why on 4th and 1 do you do that?
Why there?
Yeah, it's no good. Wait a minute. Turnover on downs.
Because your quarterback's 285 pounds.
Yes, but they're 700 pounds.
Thank you.
You keep your head up, you find the seam, you get in there. You don't just go straight forward.
700 wins over 200 every time. Now, this is a play the rookie Gosler Chirillis trying to get and make sure Jared Allen doesn't get to his quarterback, and Jared Allen was very upset about this. Did he have any right to be?
No. You remember Matt Schaub, Jared Allen? This happens in the National Football League. What's he supposed to do? Let you run to the quarterback? Legal hits.
Yeah, okay, he had 2 sacks. He returned. Jared Allen's a very good player. You know who else is a very good player?
Adrian Peterson.
But he had some trouble with the football today.
Hold on the ball, AP.
This is becoming an issue.
You know, you're right. It's happening a little more frequently than Minnesota really wants to even talk about.
And when that happens, they go at it even more. Now, that's not his fault there.
Reminds me a lot of Eric Dickerson. Great runner, coughs up the ball.
All right, Gus Frerotte got a little banged up in this game, so Tavares Jackson had to come in, and Tavares has not seen the field since that 0-2 start. You know what? Played pretty well. Granted,
managed him well.
Granted, it was Detroit.
Yeah, played well.
But you know what? Past Sidney Rice, 15 yards and a first down. And get your hands on Adrian Peterson. Get him the ball. That worked out well. Held on to it that time.
And the biggest thing, he was 3 of 4 on third downs, and this is where he was pathetic early in the year before he got benched. He couldn't convert third downs. He did yesterday.
Deshante Shenko uncovered there for the 11-yard touchdown. And again, got things moving.
Yep, got a chance. You know, get him on the roll, let him see the field a little bit better, get him into a rhythm, he could have some success.
Jackson was 8 of 10. The Vikings win 20-16. Yay, verily, the Lions. The season of imperfection rolls on.
Yay, verily.
0-3. Look, no one wants to see a team go 0-16.
Actually, it's really not good for our league.
It isn't. But
good.
Where are the wins coming, guys? Where are they coming the next 3 weeks?
Colts.
Are they going to win at the Colts? Yes or no? They win at the Colts?
No.
Are they winning when they play the Saints?
No.
Are they winning when they go to Green Bay?
That's been the best
Yeah,
shot.
no.
But it's at Green Bay.
Tough. It's very, very tough. When we continue on this edition of NFL Primetime, Lovie Smith and the Bears are still in this thing. Kyle Orton Company did what they had to do. What has gone on in Jacksonville this season? A lost season in every sense of the word. Is there anybody out there that can explain to me the 2008 Denver Broncos?
American football isn't just for the weekends. Battlefield lights up as the top team starts here.
Touchdown!
Live NFL on Thursday nights, only on NASN.
Day after day, brave as your life. Be the one you never be again. Day after day, reverse your life. Be the one you never be again.
ESPN 360. Whenever you're online, you're at the game.
NHL this Saturday on NASN.
After it goes.
Pittsburgh face off against Philadelphia in the battle for Pennsylvania.
Up in the Penguins score.
Then Ovechkin's Caps travel to Montreal looking to spoil the Habs' 100th season celebration.
Slot scores.
And the dominant Sharks host an injury-plagued Blues. A live NHL tripleheader Saturday on NASN.
You are watching NFL Primetime.
Primetime rolls on with the Chiefs and the Broncos. Man, Denver's maddening. Lose at home to the Raiders. Whoop the Jets on
What's
the
a
road.
counseling session for 53 guys? Coaching staff.
It'd be
It's called
expensive.
therapy.
Get you a deal.
It's good. All right, now here's bad. Peyton Hillis makes the catch, but done for the season after straining his hamstring on this play. He'd been a real bright spot for this team.
How about the catch?
Look, well, the concentration as his hamstring is getting ripped up.
Do that, but not football.
To hang on to that ball. Walter Peyton Hillis, as we like to call him. Later second quarter, Broncos down 17-7. Now that's a good throw. Brandon Marshall, nice footwork.
Small window, great throw.
And great work again by the receiver. Let's not short the
great
receivers. Great throw and a great catch. What position did you play?
Quarterback.
Just
Great
sometimes.
catch.
Now that's a great move by Jay Cutler.
You know what I love about Jay Cutler? This is the first game all year I've seen him make a big mistake early, pick six, come back, be mentally tough enough to play good the rest of the
That
game.
was Tony Scheffler. Of course, now Tatum Bell has to carry the luggage for the running game now because everybody's injured. He gets it there, gets up 26 yards,
Love
and then
the screen action, stay
to Brandon
down the
Marshall.
line of scrimmage before tell the ball's caught, then go get your blocks.
24-17 Broncos. They're fired up. Later in the fourth quarter, 4th and goal. Can the pride of the Chanticleers, Coastal Carolina, Skyline Thigpen, no, Dre Bly with a big-time stick on a very big quarterback.
Thigpen almost trucked him.
That is not what Dre Bly is known for.
Denver hangs on to win 24-17. Show me the Jaguars and the Bears. And there you see it.
Here you go.
All right, Lovie Smith and the 6-6 Bears trying to stay in this thing. Hey, listen, Minnesota slips up, they can still win the division. Jaguars' first drive of the game, David Garrard, right to Daniel Manning. Ouch. He plays for Chicago. Returns it inside the 5-yard line. They actually reviewed this play because at one point it was said that the ball hit the pylon, which would have been a touchback, but that's not correct. Okay, so then Kyle Orton to Desmond Clark. Quick touchdown, and just like that, Bears convert on the interception. They're up 7-0. Second quarter now, time winding down, literally. Bears up by 10, 13-3, 3rd and 8. It's Greg Olsen with a nice move to get the ball across the end line. Now, see, the play is reviewed, but look, as he's going down, extension is critical. And as his hindquarters hits the field, the ball breaks the plane. It stands. The Bears now 7-6. They win 23-10.
With the first pick, the Oakland Raiders select Jamarcus Russell.
Here comes Jamarcus Russell, his Raider debut. Touchdown!
Ain't nothing like it, baby. Ain't nothing like it in the world.
Shotgun for Culpepper, rolls the pocket right, and he's dragged down. Luis Castillo's throwing backwards to the 15.
I got flung around. I spun around, but I slipped, and then it started falling.
Luis Castillo shot out of the cannon.
Hey, Dante, man, hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight, man. Stay healthy, man. Good luck. You too.
All right, log on to ESPN.com on Tuesday. Vote for the Dial for Men 3D Defensive Play of the Week. Here is one of your choices. Deshae Townsend's pick six from 26 yards out with under 2 minutes to play. That sealed the Pittsburgh Steelers' comeback win 20-13 over the Dallas Cowboys. I would imagine Mike Tomlin would make that pick. Here are all of your choices. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, the 99-yard pick six as the Cardinals clinch the NFC West. Ed Reed recovers a fumble, takes it 22 yards for a touchdown, also had a couple of picks. Log on to ESPN.com on Tuesday to vote for the Dial for Men 3D Defensive Play of the Week. When we continue on NFL Primetime, who gets the coveted trophy of Primetime Performers? There were many valid choices. All right, Primetime Performers. Merrill, who you got?
I'm giving it to the Eagle defense. You give up 88 yards on the ground to the world champions and really technically only 7 points. The Eagle defense, my primetime performer.
Good pick, Trent Dilfer.
They were good, but they were good because of this guy. Brian Westbrook was on the field all day. They were 12-18 on third down, and he's the reason why. 33 touches, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. Best player on the field Sunday.
Those are both good answers.
I did.
They're not the best answer. The Steelers defense, specifically in English, in the fourth quarter is the best. Cowboys had 4 drives. They totaled 31 yards, got no points. They also had a pick six by Deshae Townsend that sealed the deal.
Speaking like an angry Cowboy fan.
No. Listen, they were great. because the Steelers, remember, had given up only 9 points in the third quarter all year long. They gave up 10. They gave up bupkis, squat, zero, null set in the fourth quarter. And we should give a collective shout-out now to Matt Schaub of the Houston Texans, because the guy threw for 414 yards. The good people of Houston deserve better than that. Congratulations to the Texans for going up to Lambeau and taking care of the Packers. We finished all our business?
All done.
Your hair, again, terrific. Merrill, Trent, Trey, see ya.